Morning, everybody. It's Stephanie with Creating with Stamps. I'd like to welcome you to my first Facebook Live on Wednesday morning. Just give me a second to get everything set up here. Make sure that my tablet's working with us. All right, this morning we're going to be making this cute little gift card holder. Just a second here. The gift card goes on the inside here, and you can just like take a little glue dot or something and tack it down, and it slides right in and out. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to be using the Petite Treat Framelit dies. And we're going to use, they come with all these different shapes like this, but we're going to use the round part. So I don't know if you see this cute little round bottom there. This reminds me of the envelopes we used to get we used to put our milk money in them in school, so I'm dating myself, but we used those to collect. The teachers would collect the money in them every morning if you were going to buy milk at school. Not sure what's going on with the video here, if it's actually recording, because my tablet is not showing, so I'm not seeing comments and stuff, so hopefully we'll get it figured out here. So when we use these two pieces, you snap them together. And I find it actually easier to snap. I'll show you. I snap them together on the Big Shot when we run them through. So I'll show you that in just a minute. To me, it's easier for me to do. So we're going to start out with a piece of cherry cobbler. And all the dimensions for this project will be on my blog, www.creatingwithstamps.com. And I'm using the sheet music background stamp to stamp on here, and that gives this that little bit of, I don't know if you can see the detail there. But anyway, so I'm going to use my Stamparatus, because with the background stamps being as big as they are, the Stamparatus is great because you don't have to worry about dropping it on there, and you can get a good even pressure on there. Sometimes I struggle with, personally, and I've been doing Stampin' Up for a while, but I personally struggle with the big blocks to hold these background stamps, so this works great. So I'm going to we need to make sure when you're putting this on, when you're putting this back on, the stamp on, that you got the notes and stuff. We're using the sheet music, so the notes and stuff are in the right direction, because you want them pointed. For this, we're going to point it up. So I'm going to take my paper and put it there. And I'm going to take the die that I'm using, because this is what it's going to be upside down. Because if you were using this die the other direction, for the treat holder, because you can make sour cream treat holders with it, you would want this part on the top, but we want this on the bottom so that it gives this nice little flap there. So you can see it's easier to snap that together when you lay it down flat. Oops, my magnet caught it. So anyway, so we're going to put that like that. So I want the sheet music to be facing the correct direction, because this is actually going to be the top of our project. So I'm just going to lay it on there and make sure I'm doing it right. So I've got my P's in the left-hand side there. Sometimes it can be a little confusing. And don't forget to use your magnet on the Stamparatus. It holds it really tight in place there. Okay, so this might be a little wiggly on the film, so I apologize, because my desk moves quite a bit when I put pressure on it, but you have to put even pressure on the Stamparatus to get a nice cover with the ink and to put enough pressure on it, the stamp, to get it to show nice. So I inked it up really well. So then I'm going to just make sure I push, push, push all the way around. And that coverage looks pretty good. If you had a spot over here that wasn't covered or whatever, the great thing about the Stamparatus, or where it didn't ink up, is you can just flip it right back, because this magnet holds it in place, and just push it down a little bit more, and it will ink it over. So I'm so glad that they came out with this product. And I'm going to close this up and put this over here. So I've got this inked up. Got everything sliding everywhere this morning. Now, I'm going to take my Big Shot. Move this out of the way here. I'm going to bring my Big Shot over. And remember, this is going to be the top. This would normally be the bottom for the sour cream treat holders that this die was made for, but we're going to use it as the top. So we're going to make sure to put it right up to the top of your design. And try to get it centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then you have, excuse my sniffles, I'm sorry. I've apparently getting the cold that my littles have brought home from school. So I'm trying to fight it off, but I find myself struggling more with it right now. So, okay, so I'm going to run this through. Here comes the wiggles. Okay. Move this out of the way. And that's what we have. So it puts the little lines there for folding, if you're going to just fold it for the sour cream holder. But we're actually going to do a little bit different. I'm going to take my scoreboard. Let's see if I move this a little bit so you can see it. And put that. Is that right? Where you can see it. So normally I would do it over in the corner, so it was right up against the corner, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. So, and then I'm going to score right on the on either side of the rounded spot, just straight down, like so. That's it. That's all the scoring we have to do. Oops. As I wiggle the whole stand. Today feels like Monday instead of Wednesday. It's been one of those mornings already. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside for now. And we're going to do the stamping for the other parts there. I'll slide that over so you can see it a little bit while we're doing it. Like I said, all the dimensions will be up on my blog for this. So we're going to take the white cardstock, the Whisper White, and oops, almost grabbed the wrong color. Oh, it's because it's open. See, like it's right in front of me and I didn't even see it. I'm using Cherry Cobbler ink for the sentiment. And I always use the lines on my grid paper to help me keep it straight, whatever piece I'm working on. So I'm just going to stamp it. Just like that. And then I have Garden Green ink. And these sentiments are actually from the Sincerely Santa stamp set. And this snowflake, and you get the snowflake, the candy cane, and the star all on one. I'm just going to use part of the snowflake. And I'm going to ink it up with the Garden Green. So when I ink it up, I don't want to do the entire stamp because I don't want any of the green to go on the candy cane or the star and to transfer to the designs because I'm not using those. So I'm just going to stamp it Ink it just a little bit again. And there's no right or wrong way to stamp your snowflakes on here. You just do whatever design you want. If you want it, you know, 1 on this side and 3 on that side, it's totally up to you. That's what I love about creating. It's entirely your design. Even if there's a sample like I have, you want to switch something up, that's totally yours. So, all right. So I've got that. I'll set my inks over there because I know I'll lay my hand in it if I don't. That's just me. I can admit to that. Okay, so I've got the stamping done. So now I'm going to take a piece of the dashing details, the dashing along designer series paper, and I have a 1.5 inch punch. And I'm going to just punch a circle. And then I'm going to take this piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to take this circle and just fold it in half. Like so. I'm going to open it back up and I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive on each side of this. And then I'm going to take my white and I'm going to center it on the top of the white cardstock and fold it over. You can, you can put this down a little bit lower like this one. I have it down just a little bit closer to the card. Or you can have it a little bit higher. This is just acts as your pull, so that when you put your gift card on this and put it in there, you have something to grab a hold of, and I'll show you in a second. So let's assemble I keep wanting to call it a credit card, because basically that's what we're giving them is credit cards, but the gift card holder. So you're just going to fold that over and fold that. These are going to overlap. So you're going to take a little bit of, or you're going to take a piece of tear and tape, which this works really, really great for holding these kinds of projects together because it's really strong. And just run it down the length that you need and tear it out. Now I like to burnish it down either with my fingernail or the bone folder, just to, because it helps it stick a little bit better and it makes peeling it the backing off a little bit easier. And then I'm going to take, because I always have a hard time getting a hold of it with my fingernails, I take my poker and pull it off. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product. This was something that my father gave me years ago, and it's the same purpose, but I do have my Stampin' Up! Pokers. I just always, that's my go-to one. So I don't know if you can see, sometimes this happens where you get a little bit of the tear and tape that hangs over the edge. So to keep it from sticking to your base, I just roll it back a little bit with my finger. Okay, and then you're just going to fold this over. And then we're just going to fold this up. We're going to take another piece of tear and tape. Stick it right about there. It doesn't matter exactly where. Just going to hold that little flap down. Okay, and we're going to fold that right over. So this is your holder, and this is your gift card holder, and it's going to slide in there. And see that little tab sticks up, so you can grab right a hold of it and pull it out without having to worry about it sliding down too far and having to fight to get out. So we've got that part done. We're going to take, listen to me with my ums. I'm telling you, it's one of those mornings. I'm going to take a piece, just a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to bring the Big Shot back over. And what's this? This pack of Thinlits is this neat little scallop. No, there's 2 of them, but we only need 1. So we're going to take that, and we're going to run a piece of scallop for the front of our card holder. So here comes the wiggles again. I apologize. No earthquake going on or anything. I live in Maryland, so we don't get those too often. Hopefully. I haven't been here that long, so. Move this out of the way. And then you see how it's down in your framelit still, so you're going to take a poker and you can poke it right through those holes, and that'll help push it out, and you just pull that, well, I say just pull it out and it's going to make me out to be a fibber. There it is. So now, since this is so thin, it's really hard to get like adhesive on using one of these wider tools, so I use glue dots. I'm just going to take and put a glue dot on each end of it, because that's all you need. It's not like holding structure together or anything. If you hear any banging out there, my dogs are mad because I made them go outside this morning. So they're banging at the door wanting to get back in. But they can be so loud. Their little nails on, well, not little, I got big nails on the hardwood floors. So we're just going to stick that right there like that. And then we're going to take this smaller piece of the Dashing Along Designer Series paper. And you know, I mean, if you want to use the red side, you can. I like this side better because it pops. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on that. And then just kind of angle it. Just don't want it quite going off the edge of the gift card holder, because it'll get bent because it's just a thin paper. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the sentiment that we stamped. And just go with a little bit of different angle, the other direction. So like that. All right, and there you have it. Real simple, quick gift card holder. I send these to my kids a lot because my kids live in Michigan, so, you know, and they're older and they love to get gift cards, so they can go do whatever, you know, they want to do versus what mom thinks that they should have for Christmas. So, but anyway, so there you have it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. All the details for this will be up on my blog within the hour. I'll have them up on the blog. So, and that's at www.creatingwithstamps.com. The October host code is explained on the blog also. And I have a rewards program on there. So if you place an order, specific orders, and use the host code, then you get rewards for that. And that's all explained on the blog also. So thank you for joining me today on my very first Facebook Live. So I hope you forgive some of the bumps and bruises along the road this morning, but we'll get them figured out as we go. So I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Thank you.